Hello everyone, welcome to Optimal Timelines. I am your guide, Sean Collins, and helping you to connect to your most optimal future timeline. So it's that time again. It's going to be your monthly tarot readings for the month of May 2021. And as always, it's going to be for your North Node by sign and house. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what your North Node is, in the description box below, there's going to be a couple of videos that explain it. But the reason, as my regular viewers know, the reason I use your North Node by sign and house as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant is because I find that the readings are much more accurate and much more relevant. So people that share the same North Nodes by sign and house have much more in common with each other than people that share the same sun sign, for example, or moon or ascendant. So as I said, you can check the description box below if you have any questions about your North Node. And let's get started. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly tarot reading for May 2021 for everybody with their North Node in Aries and or the first house. So I'm going to connect to the energies and then we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so the spread over on this side of the table, this represents the first half of the month, from the 1st to the 15th, and then the spread over here is from the 16th to the end of the month. So big things happening for you North Nodes in Aries and or the first house. I feel like one of the things that's happening for you is you are all at different levels of where you're at on your North Node soul path, but you're going through a cycle of almost like faded type things. Like it's a definitely like a cycle based on your individual astrology chart and the aspects, within that chart. You're all going through a different cycle, and the cycle is, as I said, going to vary from person to person, but it's definitely like you're cycling into a new way of being. Some of you are on up cycles, some of you are on not so up cycles. But what's really happening right now is I feel that like for those of you that are experiencing or feeling like they're moving toward more of an up cycle, are the ones that have been doing the work of, becoming more assertive within themselves, using their mind and not caring so much what other people think, but like putting your thoughts and your feelings and what you want to do kind of more first. And I feel like this is playing out too, especially within beliefs. Like I feel like a lot of you are, in beliefs, not religious, spiritual necessarily. It could be all of that, but in beliefs meaning like what you believe in, what you believe your life philosophy is. I think a lot of you have maybe put your beliefs in the background because of family, friends, romantic relationships. Like you've put what your thoughts and feelings and beliefs, you've put it on the back burner, and you're starting, those that are experiencing this more up cycle, positive cycle, have learned to, kind of put themselves, kind of more forward. Now, this can be, uncomfortable emotionally, and I get that. Like, when you with your North Node in Aries in the first house, having that Libra seventh house, South Node, when you break away from, the act of breaking away and moving toward your North Node of Aries and or the first house of becoming independent, is almost like there could be emotions of like feeling like you're being selfish, or feeling like, it's uncomfortable emotionally, or there could be pushback with those around you because, other people are used to you just being there supporting them. Now, you can still support those around you because that is your superpower of being a person of support, of being a person who is fair and connecting with others, your gift of working with others and supporting others is amazing, okay? You can still have that, but not at the expense of you becoming your own independent person in what you think is right, what you feel is right, the way you want to move in your life and direction, okay? But it's when you, the difficulty in moving independently is you can get pushback from those around you. Jobs are used to like, and it's also like, a scary thing. But if you feel like your life is moving in a more positive direction, it is because you have done precisely that. You've moved to become, remember, okay, you've moved to become more selfish. Okay, now let me explain that, okay? This is a lifetime when you have your North Node in Aries of the first house. You are allowed to put yourself first. In fact, you are supposed to. It doesn't mean you don't take care of others. It means that this is a time for you to be the leader. Okay? And I know that scares the hell out of a lot of you when you hear that, like it's time for you to just go step out and step out from the shadows and from behind the back scenery and to move out into forward. But that's precisely what you need to do. Now, when you do that, not only is it scary, but there could be, like I said, emotional guilt that comes in. It could be, you could be guilted from others, like, why don't you love me? Why are you? And that's the balancing thing. That's why working with the North Node is so powerful. It's not complicated, but I'm not going to lie to you, it's not easy because we're fighting against all these very, very strong forces within our astrological chart. The South Node by sign and house it's a strong pull. And so there's these energies that are like that. Okay. So if you are some of the people that are on a down cycle, if you feel like, let's say, your voice is not being heard, you're not being respected, you're not, being treated the way you want to be treated, there could even be like in extreme cases, like, because sometimes with that South Node in, the seventh house and or Libra, there could be like abuse issues or things like that. Okay. It's because it's time for you to come into your power. Come into your personal power. The first house represents the self. Okay? Aries represents the self. What your thoughts are, what your power, what you want to do. Okay? And it takes courage. Okay? Aries, ruled by Mars, the first house ruled by Mars, is courage. There are times when, I won't even get into like, like wars or battle, but let's just say a warrior. It's like, if you are a person who, is maybe from times in the past, and you are there with your family, okay, and there is a threat that's coming in, that's approaching your family. That's that Mars warrior's energy. You have to do what you have to do. It's that energy of, it takes guts, okay? And that's what this lifetime is. This lifetime is having the guts to move forward with that inner warrior, okay? And it doesn't mean you become a jerk, but there's a time when you have to stand your ground. It's like, going back with that whole analogy that I just mentioned, okay? So you have this, let's say it's, 200 years ago, you're on your beautiful little farm, you've got your, you're raising chickens and, livestock, you're milking the goats, you have you have your vegetables growing, you have your nice little warm house, and you got your family, okay? You you're not a fighter. Okay, I get that. It's naturally, you are a peacemaker and not a fighter. But when that threat comes up to your homestead, when that threat comes up, I don't care if you're a mother, a father, a sister, or a brother, like, are you going to have the guts to defend your family, your loved ones, your homestead? Or are you going to run away? That's what this lifetime is. This is the warrior energy I'm saying. Like, you might not want to. You're like, I want to just get along with everybody. I just want to be peaceful. I want to be part of the scenery. But this is why, like, this North Node you have, it does, the Libra 7th house energies, don't, they're not something that needs to be highlighted. You've been there, done that. In this life, you've done it in past lives. Okay, now it's a time for you to move forward. Okay, and it's that courage, that courage. It takes courage to, tell someone, like, no, this is what I believe. I'm taking a stand. It takes courage. It's not, the easy route would be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to give in again. I'm just going to give in to what they want, what, the company wants, what this other person wants. Okay. No, you have to stand your ground, and it's not comfortable. I get it. Okay. If you are not experiencing, you're listening to this video and you have this North Node placement, if you're not experiencing the life that you want, it's because it's time for the inner warrior to come out and for you to start putting yourself first. When you do that, you're going to strengthen your life, strengthen yourself, and your whole life, even those around you, will become stronger. Okay? For those of you that are doing the work, like, good job. It's not easy. Now, for the second half of the month, what I'm seeing this is playing through, but I'm seeing that there is some impatience, in particular with you, regarding money, finances, work, things that have to do with tangible, assets, possessions, anything to do with that, but like, especially like money and finances. And there's some things that, maybe are not going well. And like I said, that could be like, work you want to do. Again, the key here is to definitely, like, definitely hit that inner warrior up within you. But what I was thinking of is, like, what rules Libra is the planet Venus, okay? The planet of, like, love, self-love, outer love, giving, you have that in abundance. When you team that up, in mythology, Mars and Venus are two bookends. They're lovers. You know what I mean? There's a time and a place for Mars. There's a time for Venus, and really, when what's really happening the second half of the month is when you can assert that inner Mars warrior and also keeping the softness of Venus, like that's really unstoppable. Like you could really, there's no telling how far you can go. And as I said in the beginning, cycles that are happening, these are big cycles that are happening in your life. To make these cycles smooth, get into your North Node, move toward it, take the things from this reading, you know, assert yourself more, but assert yourself with love. Don't leave your Venus side, to the side. Don't leave that part of you, away, but bring it up with love, but also bring up that inner warrior. And you're going to find like you could really, really, things will change around. Remember, last thing here is when you think you're keeping the peace and you think you're keeping things smooth, it might be a quick fix, but in the long run, it's making things harder. So keep the peace, yes, but not at the expense of there's a time to pick up that inner warrior and move with it and do what you think and feel, okay? Especially with beliefs and values and all things in your life, but ways of thinking, ways of being. So I hope this reading was helpful to you and that you resonated with it. Thank you for spending some time and helping me grow the channel and your likes, shares, and subscribes. If you'd like a personal reading, there's going to be a link in the description box below. And just want to say, if you feel inclined, please reach out in the comments. Love to hear from y'all and appreciate it. Much love, many blessings. We'll talk to you soon.